For everybody out there who listens to the show, you guys should be so lucky that you do not have to live here
Why is
in
that?
the house
Why?
with me and my brother.
Why is that, bro?
Because my brother, you are sloppy. You are messy. This house is a mess.
It is not a mess. It is, if it is, everything's yours, man.
Well,
you always gotta blame me.
We might as well live in a pigsty because the bottom line is you do not clean. That's it. Shut
I
up.
do clean.
Now, on with the show.
Man, you a punk. Hey. Oh, what's up, everybody? Boom, shaka-laka-laka-laka. My name is Reggie Brown, the Pod God. And welcome back to one of the most listened to international podcasts around the world, Pop City Culture. Hey, listen, we got a great show for you today. We are going to be talking about Disney Snow Blackface and the 7 CGI box office failure. Yeah, it's gonna be a funny show, man. It's gonna be sort of absurd, but we gonna throw some shade. But hey, you know what? It's getting a lot of slack now. Anyways, let me introduce you. Okay, let me introduce you to my older brother from the same mother. Downtown Rocky Brown, Hakeem Brown.
Hey, what's up, family, friends, and neighbors? I am Hakeem Brown, your host for Pop City Culture.
My brother.
Now, listen, don't forget to subscribe, follow, and leave a positive comment
Absolutely.
on our page. Now, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about, that's right, the Disney controversy. Disney Snow Blackface and the 7 CGI box office failure movie. Now, I don't know if you all know,
man.
Disney came out with a new movie, Snow White.
Yep, we know now.
And they changed the character and made her Latino.
Yeah, I know that.
And there's been getting a lot of backlash because not only that,
What?
but because she just says some weird things, some very weird off the wall kind of things. And
I know.
Brother, what do you think there, my brother? What do you think?
Yo, man, of course she says some off the wall things. She's young, you know what I'm saying?
You got to stick up for her no matter what.
I am going to say, well, she's my future wife.
Well, you know what? I think when we get into the show, you are going to say,
what?
I don't know if I can stick up for that.
Shut up, man.
You know who Rachel Zegler is, right?
I know exactly who she is, man.
Yeah, I mean, she's an American actress and singer. She gained wide recognition for playing Maria in the Steven Spielberg movie adaptation of West Side Story, winning the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. I mean, hey, she's 23. She's from New Jersey. She's 5'2", nationality American. But I think her heritage is
what?
Is Latino. I'm not sure.
Well, look it up.
But that's what I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I think it is. I think it's mixed.
We would definitely have to look into that. You know, because I don't want to go saying she's something and she's not. You know what I'm saying?
She comes back at us.
I know. But
we don't want that kind of heavy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, she is a great singer.
Oh yeah.
And although I didn't see that movie. Did you see that movie, West Side Story?
I saw the movie, and I'm telling you, it was off the hook. It was so good.
Yeah, and did you like it?
I loved it.
All right, here it is.
All right, go on.
What ethnicity is Rachel Zegler? Her mother is of Colombian descent.
Yep, Latino.
With her maternal grandmother having immigrated to Barranquilla to the United States in the 1960s. Her father is of Polish descent. Zegler grew up in Clifton, New Jersey during her childhood. She says she faced racial discrimination on social media due to her mixed ethnicity.
Don't we all?
We can tell you something about that.
I can tell you a whole lot about that.
I know.
I can write a book. I can write 3 books on that.
So, she made... I mean,
what?
She made a lot of money.
Yes, probably did, you know. She's a movie star.
I think doing the movie. And anyways, before we get to that, there is some stuff I do want to talk about.
What?
Okay?
Yeah. Because I want to hear it.
A lot of stuff going on in the news. Now, we all know that these tariffs are going on. Trump is like going off on these countries because he says a lot of these people are not paying their fair share in tariffs. And a lot of countries are getting pissed off, and they said, well, they're going to retaliate. So we just have to see exactly what's going to go on in the next few days, as far as all these tariffs going on. I mean, that's just
terrible.
That's just something.
It's terrible.
What say you, brother?
I say it's terrible. You can't be holding to no. Nobody likes Trump. He needs to get out of office. I didn't vote for him. I know you did, though, my brother, because you're a Republican, right?
Now, next I want to talk about Netanyahu says Israel
what?
Establishing a new security corridor in Gaza to pressure Hamas and plans to seize large areas.
Say what?
Now, here's the thing.
What's the thing? What? Say it.
Israel plans on taking a lot of the areas. It almost reminds me of Putin going to war with, and he went to war with Ukraine, and he's taken
I see where you're going.
quite a bit of land.
Yeah,
So,
he took a lot.
I guess
and he don't want to give it back.
the world can't say anything against Netanyahu because Putin's doing the same thing, and they'd have to go after Putin.
They definitely have to go after him.
I don't know if there's a right. Well, I'm not even going to get into it. And anyway,
They're scared of Putin.
I'm just going to tell you what it says. So
just read it, brother. Go on.
it says here, Israel's establishing this. Okay.
Go on, hurry up.
Mr. Netanyahu said
What?
Israel was increasing the pressure on Hamas as it demands the militant groups return dozens of remaining hostages taken in the October 7th, 2023 attack. Now, we all know about that. He said his troops were seizing an area he called the Morag Axis, a reference to a former Israeli settlement previously located in an area between the two southern cities of Rafah and Khan Yunis. Now, Mr. Netanyahu said in a video message that we are now dividing the strip and we are increasing pressure step by step so they will give us our hostages. The prime minister said in a move which would cut off Rafah from Khan Yunis would give Israel control of a second axis in southern Gaza. What say you about that?
I'm going to tell you something. When it comes down to that, what happened back in October, that was terrible, man. Terrible,
Yeah,
man.
so, I mean, it's a mess. We all know what happened.
Yep.
We
did a show on it
2 years ago, October 7th, 2023.
Yep,
A
absolutely.
bunch of these terrorists went into Israel. These kids were having a rave or something, and they went in there and just started killing and assaulting and cutting off babies' heads and stuff. It was out of control.
Gruesome.
So
I don't ever want to see that again.
I'm glad I'm not a head of the state
I know.
or president.
I know.
Because I don't know if I could make any decisions on how to deal with something like that. You know, that's just out of control.
It's out of control for anybody in that kind of position. You know what I'm saying?
So that that was one of the biggest things.
Yep.
Well,
what else you got there? Because I want to hear.
The other thing we talked about the tariffs, right? So
we did. We talked about that before. What else you got?
Donald Trump is announcing tariffs on countries the world over, and there's nervousness inside Downing Street about what it might mean for the UK. But both Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves say the government won't panic as it works on trade deals with the White House. So I guess behind the scenes, my brother, they're trying to get this together. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to tell you, they better get it together because nobody wants to see something like this affect everybody's lives. You know what I mean? Everything's expensive.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see this stuff go totally south.
That's right.
Everybody wants to see this stuff work out. Nobody wants to see the stock market crash. Although today,
what about today?
They said the stock market was up a point, so it didn't do as bad as they thought it was going to do.
Well, maybe it ain't going to be so bad.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure if, I don't know.
What?
They say we're going to feel the heat. But
only in Florida.
I don't know if we're going to feel that much because it's already bad. How bad can it get?
Real bad.
Unless gas goes up to like $6, that would be out of control.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
That'd be terrible.
But anyways, all that being said in the news, let's get to what we were going to talk about on the show today, which is about the Disney
the Snow White,
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs movie.
It's gonna be something.
We call it Disney Snow Blackface and the Seven CGI.
I know.
Dwarf box office failure.
Big failure. Yep. Yep.
It was quite interesting when this movie came out. Nobody, there were empty seats in the movie theaters. You know that.
Yes, I do.
And do you know I don't know if you saw this.
What?
Are you listening, brother?
I'm listening.
I don't know if you saw this, but Rachel Zegler was in a movie theater. It looked like she was alone, but somebody said she was with her friends.
I saw that.
And
yeah,
nobody was in there except for them.
She was in there.
Now, who knows? Maybe she bought out the whole theater. But apparently movie theaters across the United States have been empty because no one can really stomach this actress because she has said some...
What?
She had said some quite a nasty... She has some quite...
You good?
I'm stumbling over my words. She says some mean things, some nasty things. That's the whole thing.
That was simpler, right?
So
simpler to say. No, go on.
It's like this. Snow White, Rachel Zegler, and a toxic debate that's not going away. So we all know Snow White was originally white.
Yeah, she was.
Back in, I think it was, I'm not sure, I think it was 1937 when the movie came out with Disney.
Yeah, I think that was it.
And now they made her of Latino descent.
Dark skin.
So it goes, whether or not you like Snow White film or you hate it, it's hard to escape the debate around its lead actress, Rachel Zegler. The 23-year-old star has dominated conversations about the film as people either blame her for its poor review or leap to her defense saying she's being unfairly maligned. And this debate is not new for Zegler. Way before Snow White came out, she has been at the center of the storm, with many criticizing her take on the original film and her politics views, including those on U.S. President Donald Trump and his voters. Now, others defend her and express discomfort at seeing such a young actress suffer a pylon. Film critics call Zegler a victim of culture war and warns actors from underrepresenting backgrounds. Zegler is Latina. Often finds themselves becoming target of backlash. So, how did we get to this point, and where does Zegler go from here?
I don't know.
Well, that's something we don't know. The bottom line is, has she dug herself in a hole? I'm not sure. You know, there have been a lot of things that they've talked about. Do you want to hear some of them, brother?
Brother, I'm going to tell you something. I want to hear all of them. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like I can get a word in.
Okay, yeah. I know. I'm not letting you get a word in.
No, you won't shut up.
I know, but I have a lot to say. So,
Go ahead.
Bile Holte, he's on X. He says,
What did he say?
if you still can't understand why Snow White bombed, he has a whole list. Now, this is according to him. This is allegedly, guys. We're saying allegedly, so
allegedly,
don't come
people.
after us, especially Zegler.
Don't sue us, no.
According to him on his social media.
What did he say?
Hang on, brother. I'm going to let you talk. I got to get some water.
Okay, well, you go get some water, because I'm going to tell you something. I want to hear what this guy has to say, because I follow him, and he does say some good
I tell
stuff.
you, man, when I get on a roll, I just can't stop.
I know you won't shut up either.
'Cause I got a lot to say.
Well, you obviously
So-
saying it. I mean, nobody's here stopping you, right? Right? Is anybody stopping you? Go on.
According to him,
Yeah.
he says, and this is what he put on his post.
Go ahead.
We're just reading what he put on there.
Get to the point.
He says that she called the original movie dated. That I did hear. Now, what do you think about that? If she calls a movie dated, what comes to mind when she says something like that, my brother?
Well, I think she's probably referring to the fact that when movies first came out way back in the 30s, everybody was white, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like she's almost saying
What?
the movie's very white or something.
I said that.
So
Go on.
I mean, what are you gonna do if she says something like that? We got no control over what she's saying like
Or-
that.
or what she drinks.
That ain't in our
Or what she eats.
our area of expertise. You know?
Ain't our pig grade.
But yeah, that's what she was saying.
All right, go on.
She was saying that the movie was very dated, and I think we all know what that underlying tone means.
It was white, basically, you know?
But you know, gotta remember, that was way back when, and
way back in the day.
I could see them because I'm looking at the cast right now.
What about
You know, they have a whole cast here,
Oh, yeah.
and the cast is Gal Gadot.
Don't hurt
She
yourself.
plays the evil queen. I think she's from Israel.
Yeah, she is. She is.
Andrew Burnap. His name is Jonathan in the movie. He might play the prince or something.
I don't think he's a prince, though, in the movie.
They have a guy who plays Grumpy. He's white. They have a black guy, Anu Kubia. He's the huntsman. They have someone of Asian descent, Miss Cody. And what else they got in here?
They got a lot of people. It's a full cast.
Yeah. So they try to have like a wide variety of
Ethnic people, you know what I'm saying?
ethnic
Yeah.
groups here.
Yep, and they definitely got it.
and-
I mean, when you look at the cast, you can see it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you give praises to it or what to do, because you got to keep it true to the movie too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For example, if you make
What?
well, what was that? What was that movie Mel Gibson was in? Where he was with the swords, and it was a pretty
Oh,
violent.
Braveheart.
Yeah, Braveheart.
Yep, I love
I mean,
it.
are you going to put a lot of black people in Braveheart, considering it was taking place in
Scotland.
Scotland?
I know.
You know, that doesn't really make sense. So
Absolutely not. No.
I guess, this Disney movies, they're just trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink in it. But
Yeah,
did it work?
yeah.
According to
so.
the box office, money hounds, it didn't work. Anyways, we're getting back to what Bile Holte says. He also said,
What?
she called the prince a guy who just literally stalks her. What do you think about that there? Reggie.
Well, it's a love story there, Rachel.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
it's a love story. It's a love story.
Get
it's
with
about
it.
true love.
I know.
And it's a romantic. People like romantic. You know who likes romantic stuff?
I do.
J-Lo.
No,
I think J-Lo.
Yeah, she does.
She always does like love story movies.
She does. She does.
I think she would really love to have a marriage like a movie like that.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
True.
I can see that.
Maybe life isn't like that, isn't like a movie, but it doesn't stop people from wanting it. They want love stories. They want to read romance novels.
Yep.
They want that. It's part of weird. Anyways.
Yep.
Next, she goes.
What?
She told potential customers that she was scared of the original cartoon.
What's she scared of?
I don't know what she's scared about. I have no idea.
Maybe it was a black and white cartoon.
What is she scared about? Now, we actually saw that movie a couple years when we were actually younger.
Yeah, we were.
Were you scared, brother?
Nope.
I wasn't scared either. What is Rachel Zegler scared about?
I know, it was in color.
Yeah, she's going to have to define her. She just can't be throwing stuff out there if she said that.
I know.
It also says,
What did it say? What did it say?
She also said
What?
She metaphorically told the Jewish people, "I want you eradicated."
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Man.
I didn't hear her say that, but that's what they're saying.
Not good.
Because this isn't the first place I heard that, but I heard her say. I heard people say.
What did they say?
That they heard that, and that's why there's a rift between her and Gal Gadot.
Oh, I heard about that.
I can't even say her name right. Wonder Woman.
Get that. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. So
Justice.
Because Wonder Woman's Jewish. She's from Israel, I believe.
Yep. Yes, she is.
And she can't. Zegler can't say
nasty stuff like that. I know.
I don't know. She said if she's for one side and doesn't show sympathy for the other, because we all know what happened. We know what happened on that day, October 7th.
I remember.
2023. It was a horrible day. There's no justification in that. Anyways,
absolutely none, brother.
She also told listen to this.
Hakeem, what?
She told little girls, love isn't important. Power is.
Oh man!
I hope she didn't say that.
I hope she did not say that either. Love is always
love
important.
is very important. I love my mom. I love my dad.
Yep.
I love you there, my brother.
I love you too, my brother. Hakeem, I love
I know,
you.
right? Hey, this is a movie. It's a love story.
Yeah.
If you want to make something else, make something else. She was cast in this movie.
Make her own movie.
A big movie. One of the biggest movies ever.
A break.
And she's dogging it like this.
That was a big break for her.
Man, anyways.
I know.
She told 77 million potential customers to go F themselves if they voted for Trump.
Oh, that's not bad. That's bad. That's
man,
okay.
shut up. Man, why would you say something like that?
It's easy. It's easy. I know it's easy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When you go back to Trump, they said he was doing bad stuff his first term.
He was.
He was gonna not leave. Shut up, man. You're like delirious or something.
I'm not delirious. I'm a Democrat.
Whatever.
Whatever, man.
Oh my goodness, this one here.
What?
It says I didn't hear this, guys. This is what we're reading off. Lyle Holte. He says Disney themselves told 3,000 to 4,200 dwarfs' parents, "Your kind ain't welcome here."
Oh man, are you serious,
dude? That's like saying. You Negroes, you black, colored, African American, Yankee Doodle Negroes ain't welcome here.
Dude, man, that's like the 1960s.
Well, this ain't the 60s there, brother.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying that's...
I know what you're saying.
Man, that's racist all its own. Without the race. That's like...
without the isms.
Oh, what is that? What's that? I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
It's cold.
But it's when you discriminate against people... Well, you can discriminate against anybody if they're if they're short, if they're tall, if they're fat, if they're skinny. That's just not right.
If they're stupid, if they're smart.
If Disney said that, that's not right.
It's not right.
They should not be saying stuff like that. That's hurtful. It's mean.
That's not Disney-like.
Anyways,
go on.
Reggie and Disney told 20 million white moms and 19 million white dads that your identity sucks, so we're changing the character to Latina.
Not good. No, not cool.
Can you imagine
what?
If they made Roots, which is about a black slave who gets taken from Africa to America, and they said, hang on a second. I want to read exactly. I almost want to read it word for word because there's a point I want to make here.
All right, I'm waiting.
Disney told 20 million black moms and 19 million black dads, your identity sucks. So we're changing the character too white.
Oh my
We're gonna have
God.
white slaves
Really?
from Africa
Dude,
coming
man.
to America.
Coming to America.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. That's sort of silly.
That's stupid. Yeah.
So
I know.
yeah, the movie's bombing. It's really not doing good.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
You know, people are looking back saying, "Hey, you know, we've never seen a movie do this." Now, the other thing is they brought up The Little Mermaid. Now we did a show on The Little Mermaid, how they made The Little Mermaid black.
Yeah, we did an episode.
You know how I felt. I was
I know.
against it. I said no. I said that's ridiculous because we saw Little Mermaid and she was white. It's like we said. If you read comic books, you read Batman, Superman, they're white. Don't go change them to another color.
Don't do it.
But you know, I'm gonna tell you, I saw the movie. Everybody knows. Everybody who knows me knows I saw the movie and I went in there with fresh eyes.
Yep.
And an open heart, an open mind.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. When I went in there, a big part of me said I'm not going to like the movie.
I know,
but
I remember.
it was actually phenomenal. It was really, really good.
It was good. It was.
I think they should have marketed it differently because the bottom line is when they were saying they were going to make The Little Mermaid black, I'm thinking to myself, how are they going to do this in slavery time?
I know.
And the guy's white. How are they going to do this? Doesn't make any. That's stupid.
Yes,
But they said it in the Caribbean. And although I don't know much about the Caribbean, so I'm like, okay, whatever, man. Maybe that happened there. Maybe they had interracial marriages there going on. But
maybe it's plausible.
America, I know they didn't have nothing.
No.
I gotta be fair.
Oh,
I said,
no.
okay, I'm gonna have to give it a pass. And the story was good. I don't think it followed though the original story there, Reggie. You know?
No, it didn't, Hakeem. No.
Yeah. So but they should have marketed it like that, and they shouldn't have called it The Little Mermaid. Maybe they should have called it the Little Black Mermaid.
Little Negro mermaid.
Little Black African American mermaid. Can you imagine?
That would have been
Can you
funny.
imagine if they said that? Oh man, nobody. I bet nobody would have said. There was a what? They said what? What are you talking?
This is an African movie. I know what they're saying there, brother.
Yeah. So
You good? You good? What? Go on. Put the water down. We're almost done.
yeah. So they ended up changing that. I don't think that did good at the movies either.
No.
But it did a lot better than Snow White.
I know it did. Amazingly. I couldn't believe it.
Some people were upset about that. And it's too bad because I saw her in a video where she gave everybody the finger.
Oh my God.
She gave everybody the finger.
I saw that
And
too.
she went on social media complaining about you're gonna see me and you're gonna wish you were here. Or I don't know. It sounded like she was on something.
A chair? What?
Like depression or something. She was really. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Something was going on.
It was weird.
Weird.
Like she
Weird.
says, weird.
Weird Prince. Weird Prince. I know what you're saying.
Anyways, there, my brother. You know what time it is. It's getting that time. Do you know what time it is?
Yes, my brother. I know what time it is.
Do you know what time it is?
Yes, my brother. I know what time it is. It is time for the words of wisdom. Take it away, my brother from a Snow White mother.
There are highs and lows in Hollywood and how it can go sideways in an instant, and that, my friends, really amazes me. Snow White is a movie that has been a classic love story since, I believe, 1937. It was Walt Disney's first feature movie that actually saved the company, which was a love story. This was an animated love story, our story about true love. It isn't what people hope or think it might be. I mean, come on. Isn't this what most people want to find in life, true love? And they want to be happy. They want to be part of something like that. We live in a culture now which is defined by politics, wokeness, keeping your mouth shut unless you agree with me. I'm going to be your enemy and maybe scratch your Tesla car if you don't agree with me or you say something I don't like. It's not only a confusing time for everyone living today, but it has spawned some people and unleashed their inhibitions without the use of drugs and alcohol out into our society. And the girl who played Snow White, Rachel Zegler, is an extraordinary actress, and she's at the center of this controversy. Now listen, everybody, I love her to death. Although I've never seen West Side Story, I could definitely see her in that role. I've seen her in other movies where her acting is over the top, phenomenal, pure genius, and her voice, her singing voice, is the best I've ever heard in my life. She is a superstar, and she deserves the award she got. But sometimes these people, like Zegler, who go to Hollywood, can get caught up in the drama and their fame and fortune, and it can go to their head. This is when they feel they can say anything that they want to anybody without ramifications of their words and actions. This girl has said some pretty nasty things and hurtful things to people. Obviously, she has hurt a whole company, and everyone's job is on the line who wants to get paid for making a movie. Now they won't because no one's seeing it. She has spoke against it, and it has hurt. And I don't need a box office success to see where this failed miserably. But like I said, the people who made the film, who put their hard work and time into it, who could not be with their families all the time because of their job schedule, they lost. To be honest with you, these people, these so-called stars, should just stick to making movies and keep their political attitudes, advice, opinions within their inner circle where no one in the public can hear. Keep it to themselves, because whether or not they know it or not, these movie stars, actors do have a stronghold over the public, and their opinion does matter to many who listen to them. Not only to people who listen to them, but it can have some ramifications, especially when they talk about politics. If they're going to talk about politics, they should go into politics. In any case, the bottom line is, the fact is, the movie was a failure. It was a disaster. And it is because this girl is very, very unlikable. And no one wants to see somebody they don't like in a movie. They don't want to sit there for 3-4 hours listening to somebody like that. And it's unfortunate. And it's also unfortunate that they had to actually change the character's race. I mean, if I go see Batman, who was portrayed as a white man, I don't want to see a black man playing Batman. I want to see what was originally based on the period. Now, this isn't always the norm, because Jason Momoa played Aquaman, and I thought it was awesome. Where Hollywood should really be careful on how they typecast people in the future and how they change stories. Because obviously people don't like that, and they're getting tired of it. And like me, they can choke on the movie. And those are my words of wisdom.
Thank you for your words of wisdom, my brother. It was very enlightening. You said you could choke on the movie. I thought you were actually coughing. But what was that? Something. Hang on. I'm choking on your words now. Anyways, I'm going to pass the baton off to you so you can take us out.
Thank you for joining us here on Pop City Culture. And remember, you can listen to our podcast any time of the day, morning, noon, or night. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and don't forget to follow us on social media.
That's right, everybody. Follow us.
Subscribe and leave a positive comment. Also, check out our producer's website, Price Van Ray. Hey, you know what?
What?
He also has another website called, what's it called? Price Portfolio. Check that out. It's pretty cool. It has all of his artwork and stuff he's done.
It's good.
Listen, we'd really like and appreciate the love and support you guys have given us through the years. Remember Pop City Culture, where we give you 3 cups of sunshine and what, Reggie?
A big old pitch of black attitude.
That's right, little brother. All right, now, I will see you next time here on Pop City Culture. Peace, and have a great week.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. I don't know, maybe they're being heavy on Rachel Zegler because she's like Latino, but, you might got a point there, maybe they should have left the character alone, because if it was successful in a cartoon where she was white, maybe they'd be making a lot more money. Because, I mean, there are a lot more white people in the world, right? Right? I mean, ain't that where the money is? Anyway, I'm just saying, I ain't playing. All right, now, see you later. Reggie has left the building. Bye, everybody. Peace. Bye, Felicia.